Just, Kurnobi, just lean into it. Just accept it.
Yeah, I've been naked and masturbating the whole time.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Funk Dunk Plays the best and only Dungeons & Dragons podcast on the entire internet. I am Sean, I'm your Dungeon Master host, and really, quite frankly, I have the most impressive beard of the three people on the show, so that's why I'm starting it.
On the face.
Yes,
on the face.
Face beard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about if any of you are, rocking a really impressive merkin or something, but
that's for another show.
It's for the weird dream I had last night, where the three of us were just exchanging nudes in the chat, and it was really awkward. I shouldn't mix my drugs like that.
You're under the impression that you dreamed that? I mean, you totally did. Totally.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did.
We deleted all those posts, so...
Psst.
All I gotta say is, Kara-Turian. Nice.
Of course. What else?
You were impressive.
Are you gonna force us to introduce ourselves, or?
Okay, actually, I'm going to begin the introduction, and then I want you to take away the introduction.
Okay.
And hide it.
Mm.
Introducing first, playing the 5'8" sentient ear of corn, Kurnobi, which is not a Star Trek reference which is not a Star Wars reference at all. It's a corn pun.
Yep.
Jade.
Yeah.
Say hello to the audience.
Hello, audience. You're watching me?
No, they're listening to you.
Oh, okay.
They can't see you.
Yep.
Then what's the point?
We've been over this. That's why you don't need to wear pants.
Well, I wouldn't wear them anyway, but... Hi. I'm Jade. You should know who I am by now.
Fuck you.
No, funk you.
Fuck you.
Yeah. We have a brand to protect.
It's totally our brand.
Yep. Exclusively ours.
Yeah.
Yep, our brand, Dungeons & Dragons, that we own.
So much pressure.
I took that in the wrong direction on purpose. And in the blue corner, representing some town in Austria I probably can't pronounce, she is the player of Skywalker, which is actually a Battlestar Galactica pun.
I believe you. I've never seen that. Yes.
Neither have I. I was grasping for straws at a non-Star Wars sci-fi show, and that was what came to mind. I mean, I could have just been like, it's a Gone with the Wind pun.
I've never seen that either.
You've heard of it, right?
Oh, yeah, I have heard of many things, but yeah. Well.
But that's a cat food pun.
No. I have a cat. Stop it. Fuck.
That's a sex life pun. No, I could just go on forever.
That's so sad. I'm casting, and whatever. I mean, you go figure it out.
Okay, players, could you tell the audience just what class and level and race you are, just so that they can, coming into this, go, it's been over a month and we forgot.
I have no idea.
What are these people?
Fighter 6 Druid 4, if you want the character sheet, I will post it.
And Karastine is...
I'm a stabber flinger.
Hmm.
Which is a joke somewhere on the internet, I think. And I love it. No, I'm a ranger, level 10. And I'm an Aasimar. Aasimar for the less classy people out there.
Sucks to your Asmar for the people who read fucking Lord of the Flies. I hated that book. Okay, so when we left you guys, you had successfully participated in what I call extreme participatory democracy. You helped the voice of the people get heard, and the oppressive regime get replaced by a new, possibly more oppressive regime. We don't know yet, though. I mean, hey, time will tell.
Which was in no way a political statement by RDM or anything like that.
In favor of a populist leader.
I don't use this to make political statements, okay?
Okay. If you say so.
Well, we're running out of town because we gotta go find some elves now.
Okay. Well, I guess right now you have an option. Do you want to continue literally directly after where we left off? Or do you want to fast forward a week or two of, skipping all the political reconstruction and just sort of go forward from there?
Yeah, skip the political crap. Sounds boring. Sounds like the scenes that should have been left out of the Star Wars prequels, and then people might have liked them better.
You mean all of them?
Yeah. All the stuff in the Senate. Just cut all that stuff out, and let's get to the action scenes.
I mean, I cannot really disagree now, so...
You were gonna be nice and let us sit through however many hours of... If you want to sum it all up, you can. So we can find out what happened while we were on the road, getting away from that political quagmire and going to find some elf porn.
Oh, I definitely want a summary.
Oh, yeah.
You won't be on the road yet, but... Well, basically, the revolution, if you want to call it that or whatever, it turned out it was incredibly popular. Because basically, the people were, primarily very upset that the dragon, basically seemed to only attack people in the Freeman Federation. Never seemed to actually go after anyone else. Well, basically, over the time, Tony would have explained to you, or it would have been explained to you, that the dragon pretty much exclusively, eats grazing animals, cows, sheep, shit like that. Well, it flies down, it takes out a farmer's entire herd. Well, suddenly that farmer has no way of making a livelihood, ends up ending up in one of the cities, ends up going from a proud farmer with a family tradition to being a homeless beggar. So it turns out that the majority of the people who were already inside the city, who made up the little paramilitary force that you were recruited into, majority of them were former farmers whose entire lives have been destroyed by the dragon. And they'd watched the fat cat merchant class, which basically ran the parliament, not give a fuck about them. And leave them and, treat them like they were just worthless, lazy beggars because they had everything stolen out from under them. So you learned that. You also learned a little bit more about the Gallops. Because
None of them were fat cats.
No, most of the Gallops are actually in great shape. You learned things about, just a few little details about Gallops, because Tony, having, been the son of a wealthy merchant, went to all the best schools, so he learned things that other people don't know. Such as Gallops are vegetarians, which goes completely against the whole concept of them being cats, but go with it. Being vegetarians, no livestock to eat, basically, which is why they never got, bothered by the dragon that much. He's not gonna, swoop down and just, fucking eat all your kale, And also, You learned a little detail about why the Gallops and the Elves can't coexist is because Gallops, they supplement their food with, their plant matter food with, they're kind of plant-like themselves in a way. This world has a decent background magical radiation field, and they basically absorb it for nutrients. Now, how does that mean that they are quote-unquote allergic to magic? Well, in a generally neutral magical field, they'll absorb enough nutrients to survive. You cast magic on them, it's like you're shoving meatloaf down their throat. It's like you're force-feeding them, and if they're next to an elf, they're being force-fed all this extra magical radiation that the elf is sort of shooting out by being an elf and being full of magic. And it's kind of like that scene, if you've ever seen the movie Seven, with the fat guy who got chained to a chair and was force-fed until his stomach ruptured, and that's how he was killed for the sin of gluttony. That's what happens. Because they can't turn off the absorption of magic. So yeah, it basically they end up with magical toxicity, and they either go insane or die.
Nice.
Yeah, and the reason that Tony's dad was so upset when he found out, when he sort of got the realization that Tony was going to claim the throne, was because his dad was one of those fat cat merchants who, even though he had an official claim to the throne, was very content just letting all the farmers suffer because he didn't give a shit. He was a merchant in the import-export business. Farmers could go fuck themselves. He didn't care. And he was afraid of Tony taking over, that then that really cushy gig he had might sort of get more complicated or more difficult. Because, especially considering how much Tony hated his dad. This is basically the ultimate hipster fuck you. Is, oh yeah, Dad, fuck you. I'm not taking over the family business. I'm conquering the kingdom, so fuck you. That's basically what he did. He's this close to a man bun and a vape pen. Not quite there yet, but he's close.
I mean, probably look good on him, so.
Yeah. Also, a few days after all the dust settled, Brent Goatley informed you that he had to leave. He had to go to a very important meeting, and he couldn't be absent from it. He says, "Don't worry, just go about your business. I'll find you. You have magical goat vision, super goat vision, and super goat vision. It goes both ways. So now you've learned from Brent, you can be located by any goat because they are naturally parts of the goat matrix."
Is he the one?
The chosen
Are
goat?
you the one?
Is he the chosen goat?
Either you or him, maybe Neo, I'm not sure.
Can I be the chosen goat?
You could be the chosen goat.
Does that make you the white savior of the goats? That it's a white person who has to save all the goats.
I'm white, yeah.
You're white goat Jesus. Oh my god, that makes you like literally you're feta Jesus.
Life
I'm
goals.
literally standing here with the like meme face, just like get it?
Hashtag life goals.
Yeah.
Okay, no Brent.
All right, now
You'll miss out on the elf porn.
Now it's been about 2 weeks. Not since Brent left, but since everything happened. Brent left 2 days ago, and you are still being you're staying at the pleasure of the king right now.
But not for the pleasure of the king.
Wait, we're staying? I thought we were gonna leave right away.
Nah, you couldn't leave right away. There'd just been a major political revolution, and you were basically the king's personal guards.
Yeah, except part of our deal with him was that as soon as this is over, we're out of your way because we're leaving.
Yeah, well, that didn't quite work. Don't worry, this is still going to work out.
Okay.
Basically, you are called to an audience with His Royal Highness. Can I talk, please? With His Royal Highness, Anthony the 10th.
Which is funny because he's a drug dealer. Get it?
I know, right?
Ha.
Yep. I see what you did there.
I hope he called us at 4:20.
No, it was actually, strangely enough, was at 10:32 a.m. He has no sense of irony.
Poor guy.
All right. Well, for not wanting to keep doing voices right now, he basically calls you in and tells you that you are being sent on an important mission.
Mhm.
No.
Yes.
No.
Trust me, you'll like this one.
No.
You'll like it.
We can always detour once
Okay,
we're out of
fine.
the city gates.
He goes, all right, listen. I need you to do me a little bit of a favor. And I think this will be I think you're going to enjoy this because it's going to be going somewhere you want to go. You see, we've been in communication with the elves
Finally.
about increasing their, protection over us. Now, the thing is, we got to do a show of good faith. To number one, show that we are to be, we are acting honestly, and number two, to show that we are confident in our strength. So, I'm sending you as my personal official emissaries to the Elven King. You will go there with my message. After that, you're free to do whatever the hell you want. But this will show A, good faith, because I'm sending my personal guard, my two best girls. And number two, it shows confidence in my strength as king, because, again, I'm sending my two best warriors. So I'm not even scared of any domestic threat. You see, it makes us look strong, and you get to go and fuck some elves.
Okay, so what's the message?
He hands you a sealed royal document. It's just it's the official, our, initial proposal for the Mutual Defense Treaty.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But, it works better if we do it, officially send an emissary and blah, blah, blah. It looks good is what I'm saying.
Do you also
Okay.
want us to come back when we delivered it, or can we just fuck off?
No, he said we can go wherever we want once this is
Yeah,
done.
you're free to go after that, whatever. I don't give a shit. Wank yourself silly at Elfport, whatever, There'll be a lot of it, trust me.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. One more thing. You're a royal person. Do you have some more, stuff you can give us? Like travel rations?
You've got armor. I gave you armor. What do you need? You need swords?
No.
You need,
I want
you
the
need an arrow?
stuff. I want the stuff, Tony. Get with the
Pizza stuff.
program. Weed, maybe?
Fried chicken?
Hello?
You need fried chicken?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Hold up.
Please.
And,
Did you already smoke it all?
Hey, more's always good.
Well, yeah.
alright, from off to the left of the throne, because you're in the throne room, because that's where he does these things. Basically, it looks like a man pulling like a wheelbarrow. But it's not like a little red wagon, or it's kind of a cross between a wagon and a wheelbarrow. It's meant to be pulled. It's got 4 wheels. It's about 4 feet long by 2.5 feet wide, by about 3 feet tall. And it is literally chock-a-block full of a lifetime supply of the finest non-magical marijuana you will ever find.
That's cool.
We're talking a literal king's ransom.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pull that around.
No,
Dave?
we got Dave. Dave's our pack mule.
I would just attach it to Brent if he was here, but okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
Dave's got to
hey.
do something.
No, you have to understand that the actual wagon. That's kingdom. That's like castle property. You can't take the wagon. You can help yourself from the wagon.
Okay, let's fill up all of Dave's pockets. with as much as we can carry.
I
Dave
literally
doesn't have pockets.
doesn't have pockets.
Does he still have that cloak? We could use his cloak and just turn it into a bag to carry all the weed.
Can I ask for
No,
a bag?
he doesn't have the cloak
Can
anymore.
I ask for an additional backpack or something?
Dave literally has long basketball shorts and a pair of shoes.
But now he's getting a backpack full of weed. Too bad.
Alright, so you want a backpack is what you're saying?
Yes, please. God.
You're provided with a royal backpack.
Huh,
Ooh.
cool. Does it look royal, or is it just a...
Yes, actually, it's very, very official. It's gilded.
Does it have a real panda symbol on it?
It has the actual, the brand new, coat of arms for the reign of Anthony.
What's the coat of arms?
It is, divided into 4 segments. In the upper left is a picture of a yoke, which is the weight of the crown, responsibility to the people. On the upper right is an actual crown, means being king. In the lower left, is a picture of a grain field, implying the responsibility and debt owed to the farmers. And in the lower right is a picture of an ear of corn that no one's really sure as to why it's there.
What?
So he's a fan.
But what about me?
What do you mean, what about you?
There's an ear of corn?
There should be
Not
angel wings on the back of it, too.
No, it's just an ear of corn and nobody knows why.
Yeah, I know
Literally
why.
no one knows why. You might, even Anthony, he has no idea why there's an ear of corn there and he designed it.
Because
That's
he's
so mean.
subconsciously checking me out all the time.
That is so fucking
That's
mean.
that's possible.
Hmm.
But he also says right before sending you off, he does say, "Yeah, don't worry. It's not like I'm gonna be sending you guys out, to do this, without any help. My guy, one of my most trusted associates, who's been facilitating all the conversation, the back channels between us and the elves, he's gonna be going with you. He's a trusted advisor of mine. He has been my most loyal helper for the entire time I've been planning taking over the country."
Mm-hmm.
And from almost insinuating himself into the scene, you're not really sure where he came from. If he was behind the throne or just like between 2 servants and you couldn't see him, but just all of a sudden he's standing there next to the throne in the throne room, as a short, thin, pallid man. Well, very washed out looking skin with stringy black hair. He's about 5 feet tall, about 115 pounds, middle aged roughly.
Professor Snape?
Ooh. Yay.
Looks like a mini Snape, maybe.
No.
He's like a chibi Snape.
Okay,
and the
so
king
this is our new NPC. Taking Brent's place.
Yes. The king introduces you to his longtime advisor, Backstab Turncoat.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Can I...
He reaches out and offers you a relatively weak handshake.
Uh-huh.
And looks over you and goes, "I do suppose that I will be joining you on your journey, is that it? Don't worry, I've done this many times before, and quite frankly, it's not that difficult. I really don't think you could possibly mess it up. I really hope not." And he kind of looks at the king sideways and looks back at you.
I'm gonna ignore him. I'm gonna turn to Tony and say, "Hey, question. You said you were delivering a message. Do you expect us to run into any trouble?"
No. That's definitely nothing you guys couldn't handle. Hell, you help conquer an entire kingdom. I'm pretty sure you can handle yourselves.
Yeah, sure.
But the thing is, this guy, he's my top diplomat in the whole thing. So once you get there, you deliver the message. He's gonna do the negotiations for me. That's why you can fuck off when you're done.
Is there any way we can read the message first, just so we know exactly what it is we're saying to them?
It just really states that we're looking to officially enter into a mutual defense pact. That's all. You know, the defensive treaty.
Okay.
And also it's magically sealed and only the King of the Elves can open it, but you know, that's protocol.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look over to Stabby, is what I'm calling him.
Stabby?
Stabby.
Oh, backstab return.
Backstab.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say to Tony, you know he's gonna fuck you over, right? No, I'm not gonna. Not gonna ruin the fiction here.
Why would you think a man named Backstab McTurncoat would turn on you?
Oh, is he Mac Turncoat?
McTurncoat.
Okay, McTurncoat. Yeah, cool.
He's a proud Scotsman.
Yeah, well...
I've never even heard of Scots.
No, whatever. If you want to come along with us because you're scared on your own, then okay, we're gonna take you with us. Wanna head out right away, or...?
Yeah. I got nothing else to do.
Dave agrees that heading out right away would save time, because heading out later would mean we get there later.
That's very true.
He's proud of that deduction.
Dave's the best. We do have a map, a world map, right? We got one earlier.
Yep.
Or did I
Yep.
imagine that?
No, we got it.
Okay.
Extellaris, I think.
Mm-hmm. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
he gave you a copy of the world map. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna study the map, and I'm gonna say to my gang. So we definitely need to make a detour because I need to get rid of my sword without actually getting rid of it. I'm thinking here, and I'm gonna point to the marsh of moderate inconvenience.
Okay.
It's just a quick, I just wanna.
Yep.
I'm not gonna throw it away,
Mm.
but I also don't want to get us killed. So,
Find
know.
a nice tree. Stick it in.
or a moose. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, mooses are pretty deep in there.
Welcome back to that joke. So yeah, I guess we're ready.
Okay, the primary road which leads to the elven border actually it goes west before it goes north. So it actually does bring you within maybe a 4 or 5 hour hike to the marsh of moderate inconvenience. It's a little bit out of the way, but it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
Oh, come on, I thought that was clever.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's pretty much inconvenient.
Haha, remember, Dia made a joke, remember to laugh.
It's so late. Yeah. Let's just go until we see it, and
Okay.
it looks like we're entering a marsh. I guess.
I hope it's bright.
I think it depends, I guess. Let's see. I want to see this thing now.
It's alternately very friendly and then horribly insulting to you, and you can't really tell why.
Wow. I caught that
But it has
one.
great abs. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a salt marsh.
Oh my god.
That was good.
You're welcome.
Sorry. Alright, yes, it is it's a moderately inconvenient swamp. There's really not much going on. You're still in the outskirts of the swamp. You're not gonna go down to the center of it. That would just be ridiculous.
Okay, I'm just gonna make this easy, and let me just I roll an investigation to see if there's a
Hiding spot?
A good hiding spot, yeah. +7. Oh no!
You
that's
find
not...
just the best hiding spot.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at what Sky is doing, and let's see, what's my investigation?
She's trying
plus
to
the
hide the
analysis?
sword in her own ass.
No,
was-
actually, there's just a tree with about a roughly head height branch, and you're just like placing a sword on top of that branch.
Okay, so I took a look at
That
what...
branch, by the way, goes across the path, so someone would have to duck to get under. And your reasoning is, if they're ducking to go under it, and it's on top of the branch, no one will see it.
Well, I rolled a 9 to look into whatever Sky is doing, and see if it seems like a really
feel
bad
like,
idea.
You feel like she probably could do better, but you're just not sure, like, where the flaw in her plan is.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at Sky and say, isn't that gonna cut somebody's head off?
Is it?
Well,
Well, come here. It's super inconvenient.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, elves walk by here all the time, and we don't want any elves to get cut accidentally. Seems
You're
like
so
a bad idea.
thoughtful.
Well, I don't want headless naked elves, I just want naked elves.
Can I put it in Dave's ass?
Ooh.
You get the feeling there wouldn't be enough room, because Dave isn't very big.
I'm very like sort of fixated on the ass idea, and I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with that botch. Okay.
Alright, good call. Roll me another investigation.
26.
You find an actual, like, we don't know how this happened, because this is just a weird thing. None of the laws of physics seem to allow this. You have found a petrified moose with an opening in its anus that is exactly sword-shaped.
Awesome.
Is it
Because
a
you
fossil?
did roll a 26. Yes, a fossilized moose with a holster in its butthole.
Well, I mean, that's possible in a swamp if it got, like, submerged and then
Well,
it
then it could be
didn't decay.
like swamp mummied.
Yeah.
Like swamp mummied, I guess. But this is like on the ground, just like chilling, like a stone moose.
Well, it probably was in the swamp, and then the swamp drained, and now there's just a fossilized moose.
Yeah, if you were actually going that direction, that'd be just moderately inconvenient to walk around. But for your purposes, it's a great sword holster.
Yeah, I mean that would be a waste if I.
So pound that moose in the butt.
Yeah, I'm very.
Pounded in the butt by my elf-hating sword. All right.
Something to
when you
write
roll
with.
me also, what?
I want to paint the moose, but I'm just trying to discern how to
we just
build.
need to make a note on our map for where it is, and then we should be good.
Yeah, I want to write Sky's moose on this thing. I just wanna. Do we have pen?
You should draw
or...
some fancy tattoos or something on it, like paint its face.
I don't have anything. Don't even
All
have
right.
like a
We
quill
have
or
poop.
any.
We have our
Who's
own
poop?
Well, I mean, we've eaten.
I mean, it's a marsh, so there's some like wet stuff around.
Yeah.
Is there wet stuff, Sean? That I can paint
I wouldn't
with?
say wet. I would definitely say a lot of stuff is moist.
Can I use the moist?
Very moist.
Can I use the moist ground can I take some of that and just write Sky's moose on the moose? Can I do that?
Yes.
Is that a thing I
you
can
can.
do? And
Yes.
I do that.
I'm making a note because that might be the title card.
With the sword hilt sticking out of the ass.
Yeah.
Okay, could you do me a favor though? Both of you,
Oh no,
give me a perception check.
we're gonna get so inconvenienced.
22.
22.
Oh no, you got 22. I got 7. I don't perceive.
Okay, Jade, you don't notice anything, But Kirsten, this is actually Kirsten's better because it's you doing it, because you'd have been closer. Right as you finish secreting away your sword, you could swear you hear like on the wind just harder, Daddy. You don't know. Just you hear that.
I'm gonna pet the moose.
The moose seems to be very appreciative.
I'm just gonna
even though it's been dead for thousands of years.
A very quick second to just pull the sword out a bit and shove it back in a couple of times, just to see, you know.
We're pretty sure you just gave the ancient ghost of a prehistoric moose an orgasm. So, you did. That moose came. Its ghost came, I should say.
I'm super okay with that.
You guys are just. You guys have literally now caused more orgasms than you have death in this storyline.
Good.
Yeah, well, it's us.
That's how we roll.
The Aristocrats.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the sword is buried, and we're on our way back to Elftown.
Interestingly enough, Backstab McTurncoat had no problem with you wanting to do this because he understood that you had an anti-elf sword, and that would be a diplomatic difficulty to deal with.
That's good that he knows that. That I like that. I like that the traitorous character knows where that I have an elf killing sword.
Why do you think he's going to be a traitor? Listen, he can't decide what his mama named him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have you know the McTurncoats are a legendary family of diplomats and statesmen.
Mm-hmm. I'm so looking forward to killing this guy. Carry on.
I don't think you could.
Hey!
I statted him out a little bit weirdly.
Oh, God.
He also has an Alan Rickman voice, so that's good.
I started doing that voice in my car one day, and I'm like, I need to find a way to do this professionally. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'll just do it in our podcast instead.
At least I know why I'm wet now. If that's an Alan Rickman style voice.
Anyway, you get back on the main road, and as you start heading north towards the Elven lands, you notice that, you know, the land slowly and gradually is becoming more and more wooded. You know, because most of the human lands are rolling hills and prairies and shit. You get towards the Elven lands, you're getting more and more forest. Okay, basically you get to a point where the road sort of splits. And if you ask, obviously, Backstab, he will tell you, and I'm just going to not even bother playing this out, that it's just, there's a giant-ass rock, and the road goes around the rock to the left and to the right, but it reforms at the main road. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I need you, as you're standing there where the road splits, to give me a perception check.
But of course.
22.
14.
Okay, both of you perceive this. It sounds like a bleeding goat, but not a bleeding goat. Like, it's almost... It kind of sounds like a happy, like, bleat, but like, in a way that's somewhat off. You can tell it's not Brent.
Okay, use your super goat vision.
It's nowhere near him. But he's definitely, there's a weird quality to this bleat, and it seems to be coming from the path to the right.
Super goat vision.
I don't wanna just wanna say super goat vision activate because that's kind of played out. I'm thinking, by the power of.
In the name of the goat, I summon you. To Goatfinity and beyond.
Okay. Oh, there's no reason to just limit myself to one, so it's not like it has any effect. So this time it's gonna be, yes, you're right. arms outstretched, one arm outstretched to Goatfinity and beyond. And I activate my super goat vision to look for this goat.
Okay. Immediately, the world turns black.
Of course.
And then you can see an outline of everything. Like, everything is just like a green, like, line drawing. Okay? And you look to your side, you can see Cornobi there, you can see that. And then, if you want to you're trying to basically figure out what's up with that bleeding, right? Okay. Your perception just travels down the path to the right. And you're seeing everything, and then you come across it, you see it, there's a goat in the middle of the path, but you know immediately this is no normal goat. There are many reasons. For one thing, even though everything is a line drawing, this goat isn't. Then again, you figure maybe that's just how goats show up in the goat matrix, but it's also floating a good 2 feet off the ground and glowing.
So it's a ghost.
No, it's very corporal.
Oh.
That's good.
That's bullshit. There are no magic goats.
It is...
No.
It is floating goat.
That is bullshit.
And it is looking directly at where your perspective is. It's like it's staring you in the eyes that you aren't currently using because this is like all goat matrix shit.
Can I read it? Like, can I sort of contact it, see what it's up to, what it wants, or is that not a thing that goat vision does? It's vibe, so to speak.
Yeah, you get the general feeling that it is quite happy.
Oh.
And it is looking forward to something.
To us, of course. Because we're goat friends.
It is, and like I said, it is floating 2 feet off the ground, very happy. Not magic. You can tell that immediately that it's not magical. And it is alone. You can tell that too. There's nobody around. Because you remember, you can tell basically everything about its situation. And its situation is it is alone. It's just standing there 2 feet off the ground in the middle of the right path, about, I want to say, half a mile down the path.
Okay. So I don't know what it's happy about or anything. I just know. Okay, there's a happy goat.
It's alone. It's looking forward to something. It's by itself.
Okay.
So there doesn't feel like there's, an ambush waiting of like a bunch of brigands or some shit,
Okay. So if I get the impression that that is all that I can glean from this, I'm gonna withdraw.
Okay.
Log out of the goat matrix, and I guess roll my constitution. Yeah.
Roll your constitution.
7.
Unfortunately, that was a little bit much for you entering into the goat matrix.
Of course, it was my first time. It's always a bit much.
Yeah. You don't have a modifier to your con?
Nope.
Okay. So basically, even though you concentrated on that one goat, the edges of your psyche were being just battered by the goats, all the goats in the entire world. You just started getting these feelings of pure goatness hammering at your brain, like, how great that tin can looks. You don't even know what a tin can is, but you desire one now, for a millisecond, and you have all these just goat feelings just washing through you, and a tiny part of your psyche cracks. Just a little. And when you come back, you're changed.
Hit me.
And from now on, when confronted with a locked door, you might want to write this down.
Yeah.
When confronted with a locked door to which you do not have the key, you will need to Constitution roll DC 5. So not hard. But if you fail it, you will basically be overwhelmed with the urge to try to headbutt the door open.
Headbutt. Door. Is that something goats do?
All my knowledge of goats is based on Goat Simulator, and they headbutt everything.
Okay, at least it's not people. For now, I accept this. I mean, I don't know this yet, so...
No,
I'm
but I'm just saying,
fine.
in future. Yeah.
I'm fucking fine. I just goated it up. I'm very happy. This was a transcendent experience. Grinning all over the place. And I'm going to turn to the guys and say, you guys, floating goat 5 miles down the road to the right. Just saying.
Okay. Did it seem like it had anything cool?
It was super happy, and I think it's waiting for us. I think it's a new friend.
That sounds like an important side quest, so I guess we can check it out.
It could be main quest, who knows?
Do you really think it's a good idea to be going around talking to floating goats when you're officially on royal business?
I don't know that any of this is a good idea. Except for the finding elves part.
I mean, we have to take one of the roads anyway, don't we? Either left or right?
Yes, but one of them doesn't involve a crime against nature.
What did you just call my goat? You want a piece of me?
Floating goat?
You want a piece of me? Huh? Let's do this. Stop talking shit about goats. Man. Come on. And I just barrel on to the right. I want to meet this goat.
Okay.
I don't care. I give a fuck.
Okay, I'm tagging along.
Of course.
Alright, Dave and Backstab, they both sort of go along. Dave, non-committally, Backstab is muttering to himself about how this is a horrible idea.
Who cares? You're dead. You're dead meat. I'm not saying.
Okay.
I don't say that. Alright. Follow the
Alright,
road.
so you get down, you go down the road.
Hmm.
Are you just gonna just walk down the road until you get to the goat?
Yep. I'm very single-minded about the goat.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to look around, they can do that. I'm just straight ahead, barreling on.
Okay. Alright. So you get to the you round the last corner and yep. There it is. There's a goat floating about 2 feet in the air, glowing. And you're no longer in the goat matrix, obviously, so you can't tell if a goat looks happy or not because they're animals that don't necessarily smile. But this goat definitely, looks pretty happy, and immediately upon seeing it, you're just happy. You're in a good mood. Immediately, seeing this goat makes you happy. You can't help it.
I mean, that's generally a goat thing. This
particular goat, oh wow, you're just, and everyone else as they come into view of the goat are immediately in a good mood. Even Backstab is immediately just busts out into a smile. He's happy about this goat now.
Oh god, we're dead.
So alright, you're going to get one round of basically one action before this goat is going to address you.
Attack us.
You have full control over what you're going to do, but you're in a great mood. That's all.
I'm going to walk up to the goat as close as I can.
Okay.
And say, "What are you?" It's a goat.
Alright, is Cornobi going to do anything?
I don't know. I guess I'm just following Sky's lead here.
Okay. Remember, you're in a great mood. You're happy as can be.
I'm confused.
Anyway. Yeah, you're confused but happy. Kind of like I envision, Miran going through with normal day. You're just confused but happy. The goat bleats one more time, and in your mind, the bleat is translated, and you understand what it's saying now. And the goat says, I am the goat of joy. And, I am here because you have proven to be a friend of goats. And I am here to provide you with a boon to all of you. From us, love the goats.
Just the goats.
Okay, then.
The goats in general, yeah. It's almost like it's reading like a note that was just handed over between like two fourth graders, you know? Do you like me? Check one box, yes or no.
Maybe. I'm gonna reverently kneel down in front of the goat and look up.
And the goat bleats again immediately and goes, "Oh no, stand up! Jesus Christ, I'm not a god."
I stand up.
And they go, "Now, draw your weapons."
Okay. I pull out my broadsword.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Or great sword.
just one weapon, I guess. Which one do I want? Okay, my bow.
Okay. And Dave looks kind of like confused and like sits down and like sticks his feet and hands in the air.
No. Good
Because
enough.
that's what he fights with. Yeah. And again, also looking a little bit confused, Backstab takes out a very long, ornate dagger and sort of holds
It's
it
poisoned, yeah. Yeah, poison dagger, of course.
up. And the goat waves a benevolent hoof over all of you, and you see like glittering stardust go from its hoof directly down to your weapons. And for a second, they glow very brightly, and then return to normal. The goat then says to you, "May the blessings of all goats be upon you." And then he vanishes.
Holy shit!
Occasionally, goats scream like a man, okay?
Yeah, no, but I don't expect my DM to do it.
I was role-playing a goat. Not only that, an ethereal goat. All right, now
It's gone.
Yep, it's gone.
Oh damn! I wanted to know its
For it's the goat of joy. I told you.
name. Yeah, but never mind. Why am I even questioning
Alright.
this?
The long and short of what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
All the weapons that have been presented and then got fairy dusted are now, if they were mundane, they are now considered magical and +1.
Nice.
If they already had a modifier, it has been increased by 1.
Yay.
So I'm pretty sure that broadsword that Kronobi fights with is just a regular broadsword. Now it is a magical broadsword +1,
Yep.
and that counts for stuff like fighting the undead or fighting things that can only be hurt by magical weapons.
Okay,
You
so
know?
is that +1 to attack or +1 to damage as well?
Both.
Yes.
Okay.
Both, yeah.
Do they sparkle now? Do the weapons sparkle?
They can, but if that is made as a decision that they do sparkle, they will have a severe penalty to any stealth rolls while you still own
you
the
know
weapon.
what? No. If I mean, Can they just smell like goat?
Your bow now definitely has a musky goat smell.
Yes.
It's not super strong, but if you sniff
No,
it,
but
you're
yeah,
like,
I sniff
yeah,
it. I
that's some
can.
goat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
Nice.
Okay.
I just whisper, "Thank you." I say a little
Hear the
prayer
wind.
to the goat, to the spirit of goats. Okay, cool.
The rest of the little trip is kind of not that interesting. There are no more like mysterious floating goats,
Oh,
which is a bit of a disappointment.
it's
but
not the trail of goats over here.
No,
Damn.
no, it isn't. Eventually, you reach a point where you realize you're not exactly sure when this official changeover happened because it's been gradual, but now you are definitely in the deep woods. And if you're looking at your map and just judging by the travel times, you're either at or very near the border to the Elven Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, Backstab actually, stops the group and goes, well, you would probably be best served to have me take point. They know me. They would be expecting me. I doubt they know exactly what you look like.
Okay,
I say
you
nothing.
take the lead. Go ahead. Yeah, go do it. Come on, let's go. Let's find some elves.
Okay. He takes the lead. As eventually you get to the middle of the road, where there had been just clear road, there are suddenly 2 elves in golden armor, armed with spears that they're holding, with swords at their side and bows slung across their backs. These are very important looking guards. These don't look like the ranger style elf guard you may have been expecting. These look like frickin' palace guards. They are just decked out. But the thing is, they weren't there a second ago, you're pretty damn sure. But now they're directly in front of you, blocking the path with crossed spears.
Oops.
It's almost like they're magical.
Now that you can see them, both of you roll me a wisdom save. Okay, Jade rolled a 15, which with a success.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, that means Cornobi is just sort of like,
Nice.
nonplussed, just sort of, yeah, okay, elves. Whereas
I'm just
Sky,
imagining them nude.
Yes, but basically Sky, the second
charmed.
you, lay eyes on their faces,
Uh-oh.
you just get a warm rush through your entire body.
Oh, yeah.
And you can almost hear, like rising music playing in the background. You can hear birds chirping, and just, you have never in your life seen anything as beautiful or as just worthy of respect or honorable. Just every positive adjective you can think of to describe a person. That's what these elves are. And you realize that all of them are like that. And elves are just the best. You're starting to wonder why you were the one that was on about dragons, because elves are so much better.
Well, I've never
you're
seen a
in
dragon
love
live,
with
so...
the concept of elves. You're literally just down with elves.
So all up in that sitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just stare open-mouthed. I'm like,
Would you care for an actual rules description of what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you botched on a glamour save.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, instead of just being predisposed to liking them, you are slack-jawed in love with them.
Yes. All of them. All of them.
Mm-hmm. That's
All
what we
elves.
came here for.
You can, basically, after half an hour, you can re-roll the save.
Oh, who cares?
But
I feel bad for Jade for making that save.
Well, that means that I can consent to how much I love elves.
That's true.
Consent
you
is
can
overrated.
Well, also the thing is, it's not like it was non-consensual, really, because they don't control the glamour. It's literally just a background thing they do.
It's just, yeah, they can't help it.
It's not like they went, "Oh, we will glamour you now." It's just like, no, that they just have it. It's a feature of their very existence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a clear-headed fascination with them.
Okay, so
Right.
do I mean, it's clear what I'm feeling, but do I have control over my faculties, so to speak, or
Yes.
am I just?
Yes, you have free will still.
Yeah.
You're everything is colored by the fact that at least for the next half hour you are just elves are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, you are just so in love with them. You at this point, if an elf you'd never met just walked up to you and said, "Give me a blowjob now," you would be like, "I won the lottery," and just do it. I mean, that's how. That's, like, I get to suck an elf dick. Yeah. You would just choke on elf dick, is what you would do right now.
Well, yeah, wouldn't anybody?
Yeah, but
Says the
Sky
elf.
wouldn't have about 10 minutes ago.
Nope.
Oh, you don't know that.
Nope. Nope. These guys all talk, basically.
Mhm.
Okay, so for now, I'm just gonna admire until
Okay.
I just inside I'm like, I hope they talk to me. I don't wanna
Alright.
address them. I'm too smitten, but I just oh my god, I hope they address me.
And Chronobi's just looking at him like,
Okay.
yeah, those guys are cool. I want to hang out with them.
Yeah, because we
And-
have a
and-
leader.
Glamour aside, they are very attractive
Mm-hmm.
beings, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, just like legitimately, they're very pretty elves,
Mm-hmm.
very pretty elf boys.
I start drooling.
You know, elves do remember. I believe I mentioned this last time that they are relatively perpetually youthful, meaning they reach adulthood and then they don't age until they die.
Mm-hmm.
So they look like they're anywhere between 18 and 24, which is the general, just like elves look about, let's face it, peak porn star age until they die. That's why they're so good at porn.
Nice.
There are no elven Ron Jeremys, is my point. Doesn't happen. And they start chatting with Backstab, and it's a very amiable conversation. He explains what's going on. They're like, "Oh yeah, you know, we got a messenger pigeon came informing us that you guys would be on your way. You know, hope you didn't run into any trouble on the road." They're actually really friendly and just chit chatting for a little bit. And once they check out, make sure you are who you are, and they just sort of stand to the side and let you guys walk on down the road.
When I walk past them, I'm like, I stop real quick and go like, and then run.
And I'm gonna make finger guns while casting Druidcraft.
The one you looked at just sort of smiles and like tosses his cap at you and waves.
Yeah, he knows
Big,
what's up.
really friendly.
Yeah.
No, he's almost a little oblivious to it because there haven't been any human contact for like 200 years. So I think it almost appears that he kind of forgot what glamour does because it doesn't affect other elves.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know?
So I'm just being a weirdo.
He's a little bit like, flattered, I guess.
Oh.
You know?
Nice.
Because I was going to realize that he could be anywhere from literally, he could be 20-year-old recruit, he could be 150 years old, and he would have still never had met a human before. You know?
Yeah, I'm too shy to strike up a conversation, unfortunately.
Okay, so while Sky's running off, I'm gonna do finger guns at the elf and cast Druidcraft to make some flowers blossom on one of the trees. Because I'm just happy to be able to do magic freely. Finally.
Okay. The elf guard who hadn't been dealing with Sky is impressed, and
And I'm showing that I'm one of them because
Yeah.
I'm a magic person. I'm a magic corn.
yep. He is impressed, and even though I don't have a magical spell listing in front of me, he casts some form of magic, which basically just makes a flower crown appear out of thin air and land on Cornobi's head. Basically, I'm going to be treating elven magic almost like sort of wildish magic, in that it's not going to be tied down to individual spells when they do it, because they are so innately purely magical beings. They just sort of weave magic without being bound to spell books and shit. So I'm just gonna be like, I'm lazy. He can do this now.
I'm so jealous. I just want to make it known.
She has a
Flower
crown and you don't.
Perception to see if I pick up on the jealousy. 12.
A 12. Slightly above average.
Do I notice that she's jealous?
You notice that underneath the obvious, just like dripping passion she has for elves now, there almost seems to be an undercurrent where she definitely seems to be throwing you a little bit of low-key shade.
I'm just gonna smile and snap my fingers and create some flowers in Sky's hair. Prestidigitation again for that one. Because I just want to do magic. I've been wanting to do magic and I couldn't do it because of those stupid gallops that are gonna sneeze everywhere if I do it.
I recognize the gesture and I just give Kenobi a little smile. I'm still, oh man, but I know my friend wanted to make me happy. So yeah.
Okay, so we continue into Elftown.
Oh yeah, and right after all that happens, you see, right, and you've done the flowers thing. You see Dave just stop in his tracks, and you see like he scrunches up his eyes really tight, he almost looks like he's trying to take a gigantic shit. I mean, either that or concentrating super hard.
Why not both?
And a flower crown just appears on his head.
What?
Dave's been to multiple
and
dimensions. He's probably got lots of weird powers.
Yeah, he has every class.
Yep.
He goes, don't worry, it's not real, it's an illusion, because I used to be a ravenous vampire, and they can make illusions.
And you just now remembered that?
Well, I couldn't do it before, but, like, there's so much something around here that it's like, I feel like some of my old powers are, like, they work now. Like, I bet I could missile kick really good if I wanted to right now.
Let's not find out right now. Maybe.
We gotta go talk to the king first.
Dave, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. You're a good magic boy.
He basically used Chimerastery, which is the Ravenos ability to create illusions. So it's not really there.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, prestidigitation I don't think is really there either.
Regardless, now we're a trio with flower crowns. Nice. And I want to recommend who doesn't have a flower crown.
And Mr. Fluffers.
Oh, how is Mr. Fluffers, by the way? We've been ignoring him.
Alright. Well, how's he with the magic? Is he smitten by the elves? Did he fail his wisdom save?
No, he's a cat.
So?
And therefore probably didn't need to make a wisdom save in that aspect. I'm guessing.
They automatically pass on wisdom saves because they're
Actually, I think it's because being a cat, it's impossible to impress him.
It's true.
So he's just like, whatever, guys. You're gonna continue on, I'm guessing. And, once you get to, a certain amount of time, you start to realize that you're still in the woods, but if you look upwards, you can see, like, bridges and stuff between the trees. And you start to notice, like houses and stuff, and you realize that you're not really just walking through the woods. You're basically walking underneath a city.
Oh.
Like, the entire city is in the trees. Like, an interconnected network of tree houses, kind of like Jade would get
Kashyyyk,
this.
yeah.
I was about to literally just say Kashyyyk.
I was thinking either Kashyyyk or I'm trying to remember where Thranduil was in Lord of the Rings. Either that one or maybe Galadriel's place. Not Rivendell, but
much more like Kashyyyk, and that it takes place it's all just basically a series of houses built in the boughs of trees connected by connected by bridges.
The world's biggest.
Oh yeah. Like Kashyyyk wasn't my actual inspiration for it, but once I tried to describe it, I'm like, oh wait, that's the way Jade I know will understand if I use that as an example. But you're on the ground.
Lothlorien, that's the one I was thinking of from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So you're on the ground, so you're like, underneath everything, but you're following a trail because you haven't really seen any ways up, I guess. And eventually the trail ends at a gigantic tree. Now, I don't know exactly how many trees you've seen in your lives. You may have seen a few. You may have seen 4. I don't know. But this tree is gigantic. It's got to be, at least, it looks like, about 30 feet wide. Just imagine how many inches that is. So, it's a lot.
Is Carnobi into it?
Maybe.
And it's a huge tree with like 2 elven guards on either side of the door.
Oh, good.
So 4 guards total. I think through the door in the tree, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, through the door in the tree.
Well, for me.
Do we smell any cookies?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
After a very brief conversation, the door is opened and you are ushered into a room inside the tree. It's a small room.
As I
You
pass
guys
past the
actually-
guards, I'm gonna take a deep breath and then just go.
The guard blushes,
Oh.
and it's adorable.
I should fuck all of these guys.
Well, yeah, we gotta deliver the message, and then we're gonna do just that.
Yeah, and once you deliver the message, you guys can just do your naughty elf thing. But you obviously have to meet the Elf King first, Formalities, right?
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the Elf King.
Don't worry, he will not be as ugly as the Elf King in Chronicles of Shannara. That was so weird. That show had tons of really hot elves. Every elf was hot, except the king with John Rice Davies.
Ooh.
The guy who played Gimli.
Yeah. I mean, he's not ugly, but he can probably
But he
be
played
made
the king
ugly.
of the elves. Like, what the... Why did they had the guy who played Gimli play the freaking king of the elves? Like, what the
Because he
fuck?
was sick of playing dwarves.
Who was drunk when they did that casting? Jesus.
I don't know, he's still charismatic.
Oh, he is. He was good in the role, but it's like he just didn't look like an elf. Everybody else looked like an elf.
That's racist.
God damn it. He was also literally the only person in that entire show that wasn't hot. Like, seriously.
I object to that, but
First requirement as an actor is that you have to be hot.
If you're going to be in an MTV adaptation of a Terry Brooks novel, actually, kind of that is the rule. It's an MTV show, everyone has to be hot. They're not making high art. They're making things for teenagers to masturbate to. Okay?
because they can't get past the "Are you over 18?" check on porn sites.
No.
Of course.
I'll
right.
have you know, I've always been honest. I am over 18 and I have been since I was 12.
You naughty boy.
Okay, anyway, you're in a small room. It's lit on either side by glowing orbs.
It is.
Yes, this place is lit. And the four of you are just in this room. It's got an interesting red and brown wallpaper pattern, which you did not expect inside a tree. And basically, suddenly, the room shakes a little bit. You hear, room shakes, and you get a weird feeling that you are going up. You are rising.
Ooh, magic elevator.
Not unlike
Tree elevator.
the Dark Knight, you are rising.
Wow.
Dishy dishy basura basura.
after a little while, the elevator, elevator, basically, let's just call it an elevator, stops, and the door opens in front of you, and you are way up in the treetops. And if you step out, you will see it seems like you are kind of in the center of an arboreal city. Directly in front of you, you can see just a network of interconnected trees, each tree holding a building, but it feels like the tree you just stepped out of is the only one where the buildings would be considered invasive. Everything else, it almost feels like the bridges almost look grown, not built. The houses almost look grown, not built. You know? It looks like it's in perfect harmony with the trees. It doesn't look like they'd use a single goddamn nail. It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You are on a sort of a wide, large balcony that sort of wraps around the tree you just stepped out of.
Cool.
So is Backstabby still leading the way to get us to the Elf King?
Okay, yep, he can. Alright, he leads you sort of around, and you realize that you are kind of to the side of everything. And if you just keep going around, you see a large, staircase seems to be, going up to a castle-type structure, which is on top of the tree that had the elevator in it. It's like the elevator come up to the side, you walk around, and then that's where the proper entrance is, because people will be coming from the trees, not the ground, most of the time. You know? And it's almost like a royal boulevard of bridges that all lead to this staircase that leads up to the palace.
Do we have any elves with us presently? I guess we do. Guards.
Are they hot? Oh, wait,
well,
yeah.
There are guards around. There are guards all over the place, and there are other elves walking around. You're not being escorted. Is my point. No.
Okay. Oh. All right.
You are with a known diplomat, and you are known quantities yourself. During a time where they know that the Freeman Federation, whatever it's going to call itself in the future, really wants an alliance with the Elves. They really just don't think you're any kind of a risk or anything, you know.
Yeah. We can hire some escorts once we're done. If you know what I mean.
Alright, so if you follow the pathway, go up the stairs, backstabs or talks to guards, you eventually take to a chance where you're talking. You basically go up all the chain of command until you get, rather surprisingly, right away, there's the king will see you now.
Oh, good.
You kind of maybe expected that you'd have to wait for the royal visit to be put together or something, but no, he's literally, he's ready for you right now.
I've convinced myself that he's just waiting for me, and I was super excited.
Okay. The door to the throne room opens, and while there are courtesans, court people around, you notice that the throne is empty. There's no one sitting in it.
Immediately gets
and
sad.
Well, they can magically teleport from what we saw with the outside guard, so maybe he'll show up.
Well, a very high-ranking looking elf. I mean, he's got all the best refinery and jewelry on him and stuff. He looks very, very elite. He looks like if you ran into him in World of Warcraft, his level would just be a skull.
I gasp.
He's very, very up there, yeah. The old saying is he's level fuck, basically. And he comes up to you and goes, the king will see you now in his private quarters.
Nice.
Oh my god! Korinomi! That's all I say. I can't express myself very well. I just grab Kornobi and shake her. Kornobi, did you hear that?
Yeah,
Oh my
I did.
god!
Sounds like fun. Let's go.
He sort of gives Sky just sort of like a knowing look.
Yeah.
Like he realizes what's up.
Yeah.
He's a little older than some of the other ones, and he remembers dealing with humans. And so what happens is you are led to there's a stairway that goes up behind the throne. You go up there, go through a couple hallways to a very ornate sitting room. It looks like a fireplace. There's no fire going on, but there's like a warm glow coming out of it. It's obviously like a magic fireplace. And there is a very large, ornate, comfy chair and a table, like more like a desk, in front of it, and 4 chairs on the other side of the desk. And in that chair is the Elven King.
Is he hot?
Yes.
Good.
Very.
Good.
I mean, yeah.
Incendiarily, and not just to Sky. Kornobi sees it too.
Mm. Me likey.
I immediately, kneel. Just as soon as I enter the room. Yeah.
Mhm.
On one knee.
Mm.
Let's not make this weird.
Oh, okay. We'll make it weird later.
Follow, and interesting that you and Backstab actually genuflected at the exact same time, and he was ahead of you, so he didn't even know you were doing it. And he kneels down, and then he goes to look back as if to scold you guys for not kneeling, and he sees that Sky's already kneeling, and he stops for a second, like he's like, I was gonna get to be a dick to them, and now what the fuck? He was annoyed that you were doing the right thing, but then he sees that Kornobi and Dave aren't kneeling, and he kind of gives them hand down motions,
I give the king a thumbs up. A very friendly thumbs
take
up.
Kornobi's hand and try to drag her down.
I roll my eyes and I kneel, but Kornobi doesn't really think of authority in the same way as humans do, I guess. Everybody's
that's
just
true.
cool people.
Yeah, I mean, and that totally makes sense within her character.
Yeah.
But, but it does also make sense that, you're meeting a king, especially one that you don't have a history with. You kind of do want to, show the respect at first.
Yeah, so I kneel reluctantly at Sky's urging.
And Dave salutes.
And I just do a hand motion
Does Mr. Fluffy...
Again, he's not really sure what to do, so he kneels while doing finger guns.
Perfect. That's how you're supposed to do it.
And winking.
Nice.
And the king actually does the finger guns and wink right back at him.
Oh, he's also cool.
And he just motions for you to rise and take seats in the chairs.
I have trouble getting up because I'm weak in the knees. I'm holding on to Kornobi.
Yeah, I just
a
take
senior
a seat.
aide can help you to your feet if you wish.
Please.
Because the only people in here are y'all, the king, and 2 advisors who are just sort of off to the side. They're armed, and they definitely look like they can take care of themselves, but they also look like they carry weapons almost ceremonially. They're they look like they're just court officials. Maybe they're Secretary of the Interior or the head of housing or something. Who the fuck knows?
So
They're government officials, basically.
I casually take a seat and I'm eyeing the king up and down.
Okay.
With interest.
I stand there and I'm having trouble deciding if I want to be really far away from the king or really close. both have their appeal, and then I...
Do I want to run away or sit on his face? What do I do?
I'm getting bold, and I just take the seat that's closest to him, as close as possible.
Okay. Alright. He,
And feisty.
he holds out his hands and
Oh my God,
says,
he's so gay, isn't he?
What?
He's gonna be super gay.
There's lots of elves.
I hadn't
It's
even
just my luck.
considered that, actually.
Huh?
I hadn't even considered that, actually.
It's just, my luck. That would be my luck. No, please continue.
There's plenty of elves in the forest.
Yeah, but this one's gay.
Oh yeah, but...
How do you know they don't reproduce gay sexually?
It's a
I'm
fun.
sorry. God, forgive me. Forgive me for that one.
Actually, come to think of it, have all the elves we've seen been male so far?
There have been female elves, but, really the only elves you've really seen are guards, who see all the guards you've seen have been male. You saw
patriarchy.
some female elves in the palace and in like walking along the walkways during the brief time you were kind of looking out at the city,
Okay.
but you haven't personally interacted with any.
Okay, so I'm gonna nod at Backstabber McBackstabby and, kind of hint that
Anyway.
you should get started with this message thing.
Oh, we have the message.
The king. Anyway, the king opens up his, spreads out his arms and just goes, "My dear friends from the south, thank you for gracing our humble kingdom with your presence.
Sorry.
The sky finally comes.
No, not yet. It needs a little more than that.
Anyway, he says, "I do believe you have arrived here as official emissaries of His Royal Highness Anthony the Tenth."
Yep, that's true.
Who has the... Do I have the thing?
You
or-
have the thing, actually.
I have the
Handed
thing.
the thing to you.
I just pull out the thing and I... Is he sitting on the at the table with us? Or is
Yes,
he...
he's at the desk, and these chairs are sort of on the other side of the desk,
So I'm gonna just place it on the table and carefully push it towards him and just, here.
I just remember you nudging it. For some reason, I'm envisioning a dog trying to share a milk bone. It's nudging it with its nose.
Something like that. Because I'm thinking all the while, oh my god, what is if he's gonna grab it and he's gonna touch my hand or something?
He takes the parchment.
Does he touch my hand?
No, he doesn't. You've pushed it away from yourself.
Yeah.
And at first, he where were you? Where was the was it in your backpack? Was it in your pocket? Or was it in your where were you keeping that? By the way,
I was, I guess I don't even know what I'm still wearing the t-shirt.
Just
God damn it.
kept it stuck
Okay,
down
that
your shirt.
backpack, whatever. I don't know.
backpack. Okay, I'm just curious because if you had it in your pants pocket, it was a joke I was going to make, but I'm not going to now because it's there. All right. So you hand it to him, and he
I can imagine.
yeah.
Just so you know.
He touches his signet ring to the seal on the scroll, and the seal immediately just vanishes. And he opens it, and he looks through it, and he smiles broadly, and he says, "Ah, good. Everything does appear to be in order. I can envision many, many centuries of peace and prosperity between our peoples. and he seems he's quite satisfied with the sheet. And he rings a bell, and 3 more people come out and join the 2 advisors, and he summons them over. Hand the scroll to one of them, and sort of like head bob indicates backstab, and says to them, this is the particular diplomat that we'll be negotiating with. I believe you want to get down to the brass tacks as quickly as possible. And he says, with his gesture toward you, this is Backstab McTurncoat, the famed diplomat from the McTurncoat family. And Mr. McTurncoat, these are my most trusted interior advisors, Mr. Dingo, Mr. The, Mr. 8, Mr. Baby, and Mr. My.
Okay, then.
And the... Are
It's just
you okay?
drinking.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm fine.
I think Jade might be a little bit too young to get that joke.
I'll take your word for it. Okay, so our negotiator is gonna go hang out with some elven negotiators. Yep. Are we free to go fuck some elves now?
Basically, the king says he thanks you for coming, and reaches out to shake each of your hand.
And Sky comes.
He shakes
everywhere.
Dave's hand, he shakes Cornobi's hand, and he shakes Sky's hand.
What does it feel like?
He has a very firm and confident handshake. It is, his hands are smooth and well manicured.
Is he wearing gloves?
No, he isn't. This is skin on skin.
I'm
Nice.
trying to hold on to that hand.
He politely extricates his hand from yours.
I look at my hand
and pats you gently on the he pats you gently on the shoulder.
I'm never gonna wash this hand ever again.
Sounds good to me.
Gross.
Or a shoulder. You know what? I'm just gonna stop bathing altogether. I got elf all over me.
I got magic for that.
Right.
All right. He invites you to enjoy the hospitalities of his kingdom.
Or not, vigorously.
As his personal and esteemed guests.
Nice.
And you are now free to move about the country.
Okay. So
You are being you're dismissed, and you are no longer in the private room of the Elven King. By the way, I didn't mention he has a name. By the way,
Oh yeah. Hottie
his name is King Greg.
McHotface. Huh? Sorry?
No, King Greg.
King. Oh.
King Greg.
Why are you doing this?
Did you used to date a man named Greg?
No, but
Is that
didn't Dave and Sky have that conversation in episode 2 that there are no good Gregs anywhere to be found?
That is true. All Gregs are dicks.
Yes, that was the consent we came to, I think.
However, remember, none of you were necessarily had Elven Gregs to talk about.
Oh yeah. That
You
makes
really
a
had
lot
only
of
been talking about human Gregs.
Mm-hmm. So what do I
And in
do
one
to
case, a vampire Greg.
apply to be the king's sex slave? Is there a form for that to fill out somewhere, or is
I was half expecting
What's-
that to be buried in that contract that we gave him. That it would just be like Return of the Jedi, and it would say, I present to you this gift, these 2 girls.
There is actually I guess you could say a head of the court who, if you needed to ask questions about how do I become a king's sex slave, that would probably be the person you'd ask.
yeah?
He is currently at a small desk to the side of the throne dais, going through some paperwork unrelated to the treaty.
Yeah, the thing
Just,
is,
stuff like sewage treatment plants, stuff like that.
I just assume he's an elf.
He is an elf.
Yeah, so I can't talk to him. What good does it do me until...
You're not going to find non-elves in the elven government.
So I need to...
You're gonna have to go through Cornobi for this, I guess.
I'm gonna poke Cornobi and say,
Yeah.
Cornobi.
Yeah. These guys are hot, right?
Yeah. Oh my god. Hey, the guy over there, he knows stuff.
Okay.
About the king and all that.
Well, yeah. He works here.
Yeah. Can you go and ask him what I have to do to become the king's girlfriend?
Wait, so you mean, are we just gonna stay here? Is that the plan?
I don't have a plan, Cornobi. I just want it so badly.
Well, I mean, maybe we can arrange a one-night thing and you can try it out and see how you like it.
Can you ask that guy what I have to do?
Sure.
Dave just pipes up with, "Are you telling me that you want to test drive that dick?"
I'm just saying, it sounds like a good idea to try before you buy.
Dave.
Plus, we still gotta find that dragon. I mean, as much as I do want to hang out here, this does seem like a pretty cool place.
We can get elves for everybody, but I want a king. Like right now.
Okay. So, I guess I'm gonna approach, whoever that guy was.
Yeah, you look like just a high-ranking, head of court official guy, sort of like runs all the day-to-days of the actual castle.
Okay.
Wait, is he hotter than the king?
Right now, every elf
It doesn't matter.
is just like, you don't care, but the king does have the allure of power.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, no.
Which might make him more like attractive to you, yeah.
Yeah, let's just.
Unless
find
you
out.
tell me otherwise, I'm still gonna keep going on that first course of action.
What course of action?
Trying to hook you up with the king.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Go.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna walk up to this guy, I'm just gonna wave, I'm gonna say, "Hi there. I'm Cornobi. I'm, from that other human kingdom, something, whatever. I have a question for you."
He looks up from his paperwork, and in a voice which does not match his body one bit, goes, "What? Question?"
Yeah,
And you gotta realize, this is coming from a body which looks like the most absolutely beautiful male porn star, but with pointy ears and like slim features. But this kind of, well, what's the question?
okay, so my friend here, and me as well, really, are interested in being the king's consorts for a night, if you know what I mean. Is that the sort of thing we could arrange?
You want a dickin' from the king? That it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Is he into that? Do I need to roll persuasion? Have I persuaded him just by suggesting it?
Wait, I want to get back to the point where Kirsten can breathe. I think I broke her again. This is why I do this. A moment when Kirsten can't breathe.
That's perfect. Okay.
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 Alright, we're back.
I can do this. Okay.
And he looks at you inquisitively and just says, Are you looking for a deep dicking or an average dicking?
I mean, deep sounds pretty good, actually.
Let me see here. He kind of goes over a few more pages. Yeah. Tomorrow night, there are 2 openings for deep dickings
Nice. Okay, yeah.
from the king.
So,
All right,
So-
would you like to put your names down or here? He hands you forms.
oh, yeah, I'll sign it.
Okay.
And then I pass one to Sky, because I'm sure she's just in awe right now. Gonna sign your sheet?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna sign the damn thing.
All right. Just
We need to get
After.
away from this guy.
all right. You signed him damn good. You're in line for a dickin' tomorrow. A deep one too.
Yep.
And he puts it away and just goes back to paperwork.
So I give him a thumbs up and say thanks.
Write it. Craigbridge Farm remembers. And right as you finish that, basically, the door to the king's private reception room opens up again, and the king is just standing there, eyes blazing, going, "There has been a mistake!"
Huh?
And everyone silence.
Oh.
Everyone just stops in silence. The king goes, "My schedule has been just a horrid mistake made with my schedule. I have an opening for a deep digging right now, and it must be filled. Who will volunteer with tribute?"
Do you do threesomes? I'm gonna wave at him.
He looks down at a form in his hand again. He looks up and goes, "Well, it's not the schedule, but I guess I could shoehorn it in."
Sweet. So I'm gonna grab Sky's hand and say, "Hey, look, we can get it done now. Let's go."
Oh, I
I'll carry you along.
Okay.
As he's ushering you into the love nest, which is off to the side of his office, he assures you to not worry about this affecting your eligibility for future deep dickings. This being an emergency dicking will not take you off any waiting lists.
Oh, that's fine.
But don't worry about that. And you hear right before the door closes, you hear a voice yell, "Dick 'em deep!" The door closes and we crossfade.
Oh, we're not gonna roleplay it.
No.
No
I'm
rolling
Do
dexterity.
you want us to roleplay the dicking honestly? I don't have rules for that.
I assume it'd be some dexterity, maybe some constitution.
I can give you a bit of fun fact if you want, you guys.
Okay. Okay.
This guy's a virgin.
Ooh.
This
Really?
was not how I imagined this going down, but it's happening.
She's gonna.
It's happening. She can't help herself.
Oh God.
Be
I did
gentle.
not.
Be nice.
You got some rugged corn on your
Okay.
side if you need someone to take the hard stuff.
You know, maybe it's your first time. You should have been signed up for a medium dicking and not a deep one. Just saying.
I didn't. Yeah, that was. I trusted Kornobi here.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You trusted a slutty corn? What the hell? What's wrong with you?
True. That's entirely on me. It's fair.
you can always push Kornobi in the way of the dick
That's
if
just-
you need to.
No, Sky's gonna do her very best. I can assure you that. She's gonna be all over that King
All right.
Royal Dick. It's hella awkward, but It's charming. I imagine it's charming, kind of awkward. Nice.
Well,
We did it.
I'll tell you, we're not going to roleplay through the digging.
Oh.
However, the king is suitably impressed because elves live for 700 years, and they stay beautiful the entire time, and their fertility rates are low, so they don't reproduce a lot. Otherwise, they just fill the world, He hasn't been with a virgin in about 400 years, so he's pretty just like, wow, this is new.
And he hasn't been with a corn ever, I'm pretty sure.
True. It's not
True,
like
but he's more impressed with the virgin, actually.
Thank you.
It
Sort of makes up for the flower crown in the beginning.
Yeah. You are the main course of this sex barbecue. Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not gonna regret this, so it's fine.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna end up with a royal baby.
Don't do that.
We can do an abortion spell.
I mean, yeah.
I know magic.
But the
Fetus
thing is,
deletus.
if I have a half elf baby, Kenobi is just gonna try to fuck it. So.
Yeah, in like 18 years when it's legal.
I'm not so sure about that, to be honest.
I don't know if
Yeah, no.
is Cornobi an underage elf toucher.
No, not really. She's got a stick to keep her busy.
For 18 years. Until the half-elf, one-quarter angel is ready for fucking.
At which point she's probably forgotten Sky because she has short-term memory. Unfortunately. She forgets things that aren't around her consistently.
Well, how are they going to... they're going to raise this baby as mommy and mommy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Pride.
Yeah, it is Pride Month. We do need to have gay moms now. So, in honor of Pride Month, your characters are now destined to be gay moms of a half-elf prince.
So now that we've banged the Elf King, I'm gonna say that I have a notebook in my bag so that I can make a check mark to say that that's the first elf I've banged, and I'm gonna look out at how many more there are, and we'll see how many I can get to before we leave.
Oh, and I was gonna say, if you ask how many elves live in the kingdom, you will be told there hasn't been a census in a long time because it's not considered important. However, in this particular city, there are upwards in the neighborhood of 80,000 elves. And the elves are disproportionately about 66% to 33% male.
I go either way.
Which explains why the majority of the elves you saw were male. Because the majority of the elves are male. Because that's how elf physiology works. Is another thing to keep the birth rates down because of their abnormally long
I
lifespans.
go both ways.
This is gonna be a long ass campaign.
You got. Let's see. You've only got several dozen, thousand more elves to fuck before we're done, and then you can move on to the dragon.
So is Sky gonna roll against her charm spell after that, or?
Where are we? Are we still?
You are. By the way, you are
naked?
in post-coital bliss in the royal bed.
Nice. Okay.
I'm smoking weed. Actually, no, I wouldn't be smoking weed. I'd be talking to weed. I'd be hanging out with Potty.
12.
Telling Potty about how great it was.
Let me. Yep. You are no longer, englamored.
Is he still there?
You have full memory. Yep. You have full memory of everything that happened and how you felt and why you did what you did.
Is he?
But you no longer am completely crazy and enraptured by elves anymore.
Is he still hot?
Well, he is objectively hot, yes.
So then I'm gonna just look over and contemplate this for a brief second, and then I just shrug and lie back and just relax for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, did it. Did the thing.
unlocked an elf.
Yes.
The only thing to ask you guys is, okay, now, the king will have set you up with a big suite. Okay? Like for private quarters. It's got, it's all one giant room, but it has like little like privacy walls. So basically every bed is sort of, you know, not in view of any other bed or
I don't mind being in view.
So they're not like bedrooms.
It's fine with me if I'm in view. I'm a total slutty corn anyway.
Yeah.
I'll do it in front of everybody.
Yeah. But, you know, my point is, this room, you know, it's basically a luxury suite. And you have that basically for as long as you like. Basically, you could view this as a home base to deal with. But you would notice also, there is, against one wall, is there's like decoration on every wall except for one, where on the ground is pressed up against the wall. It looks like just a black rectangular box, maybe 2 feet tall by 4 feet wide, and on top of it are some crystals displayed out, and there is on the black box there is a little dial. There's a red button and a green button. No one explains to you what this is. They sort of just, again, I feel like they haven't dealt with humans for so long that they forget the little cultural differences. So they don't even bother to tell you what this is. And so my question is, before you guys go to bed that night, are you going to mess with that?
I rolled investigation and I got a 3, so I don't know what it is.
Wait, let me do that. It seems like kind of like the seashells in Demolition Man situation. Has anyone seen that? +7.
Everyone knows what 3 seashells, okay?
Sorry. 23.
Okay, you go over and poke around at it for a little bit. And, do you speak Elven?
Yes.
Okay, good. And even though the language here isn't the Elven you know, it feels like it's a dialect of the Elven you know. You know, so like some of the words aren't quite the same, but enough is the same that you can get the gist of it. You know, and you notice that the dial definitely has names. Like each thing on the dial is definitely a name, and sometimes a group of names. Sometimes it's 1 name, 2 names, 3 names, 8 names. But each point on the dial is names. And the red button has a square on it. And the green button has a triangle on its side.
It's a PlayStation controller.
Ooh.
Not actually,
is it
but
like a phone for calling all those people?
No. Well, you can from what you're doing, 23 is an amazing roll. You don't know who those names are because you've never heard them before.
Yeah.
You know, you're not from here. You know, but you begin to think like there seems to be a trend with the names. Like one is like Lagoe lives all the way, and another one is like Aluhard. You know, you start to know there's almost seems like a pun type motif to some of these names.
Yeah.
And you definitely, at one point, you see one that says alias.
Oh my god, it's a porn dispenser. I'm gonna... Can I put the dial on alias and then push the button? A button?
Which button? The red one or the green one?
Green seems good. Huh?
Okay. You turn the dial to the name alias, and you hit the green button.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, the wall, which had been unadorned, begins to glow.
We got movies.
The lights dim.
It's a porn theater.
And all of a sudden, on screen, you see an elf.
Yes.
A bookish-looking elf. In glasses. And the dial did just say alias, and yep, he is alone, sitting on a bed. And as you continue to watch it, he slowly disrobes in this amazing moving picture with sound. It is incredible. You can hear the bed creak as he moves on it. And you can see in brilliant high definition as he disrobes and proceeds to have what can only be described as an erotic solo encounter.
So there's no sad boy involved?
You went to the one just marked alias, so you're gonna get a solo bit.
Is there one that says
Drop.
Elias and someone else? I mean, I don't know if they need... Is there one? Elias drop? Or Elias human, maybe?
There's one that says alias, and then the word drop is in quotes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see
watch
that.
one next.
Okay. If you go to that one, you see it's actually the same bed. And you see there's Elias again, I mean. And he's not alone. There's another boy elf with him who is dressed up to look like a human monk.
Oh no. That's not
It's
okay.
a pretty good cosplay, actually.
And he's in blackface?
Yeah, probably.
Nothing that
I mean, I'm
offensive,
gonna
but-
masturbate anyway, but still.
Yeah. And it is just really, you have never seen an erotic display better than this. This is like the best ever.
Mm-hmm.
You have basically found Elf Pornhub.
Nice. Quest
And-
accomplished.
Here's the thing.
Oh god.
You know, everything has consequences. And now, both of you, not Dave because he doesn't get involved in grown-up sex things,
Yeah.
but both of you do now need to roll a wisdom check.
Okay.
Or be trapped in front of the screen forever.
No, nothing that bad, but
13.
3.
3. Unfortunately, you see, elf porn is like the refined fine of glamour. It is almost like it is purified. If glamour is heroin, this is fentanyl. So basically, you are both heavily beglamored by elves now, but because it's super glamour, it lasts a minimum of the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Because you've been porn-hubbed. It's incredible that you thought of Hawaiian flowers. You didn't think of possibly making a joke that you helped her get laid in Elftown.